I can only kind of assess the information I'm given because I just have to go through my timelines and my past, present, future, and then connect. And I have connected to Antoine LaVey and Michael Aquino when I was in Sierra Vista. Psychologically and stuff, and that's always fun, right? Yeah. There's like I said when I first got the people that were atheists, I understood that it's irrational and it's an angry, irrational reaction to abuse from people that use Jesus as a cult leader for their selfishness. But I get it. Okay, I understand it. But you can't blame Jesus for people that run around saying they're like him and do nothing like him, but do things in his name. That's just ridiculous. That's like blaming, if people start killing in the name of Howdy Doody, that's like blaming the puppet, right? You're like, what the fuck? Okay, you do know Bob, okay, remember on Soap. And so you get that, but I understand the psychological effects of it over years of this insanity of John Calvin and so forth. So I get the concept, I get the brain injury, and I get the thing. But the thing is, there you have to come to a time where it's like, okay, I'm not going to I'm not going to make the puppet pay the bar tab because there is no bar tab because we should have obeyed Jesus year one, right? And so you get all that stuff, and it's like, whoa. And when I look at the things, the Temple Set Illuminati basically wanted to take certain things and make the good things from the Bible and stuff pragmatic and take out all the mythology. And in the process, they held on to mythology and didn't use anything that was pragmatic. Forgive, debt, and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful, peace. No, we're going to use technology and money to manipulate everybody with sex because they're animals. Well, that's bloody fucking brilliant. Right, so you got these people. I was like, what? They all like that. Yeah, when they all like that. Yes, when people feel powerful when they can manipulate people sexually because we live through sexuality. Okay, so people feel powerful when they do that. And it gives them a rush and a wah, like Frodo's or Bilbo's character from Hell, the comic book with the Hughes brothers and all that. When his eyes get and the pupils get all dilated and stuff, and they feel powerful when they're controlling sexuality and controlling the royal family and controlling who's who and what. They feel powerful, and so that's why they lobotomized Bilbo's character at the end of that movie, right? Because he had lost his mind. And he wasn't going to stop, and he thought he was the head of the royal family. He was controlling the sea, so he was wacko. I don't know if that's a case study or if that's from actual information. Don't really write right. It's just like, give a fuck. Okay, so, you know what I mean? So, I got my, my beautiful body. I do look forward to losing, the 40 or 50 pounds we're going to lose this year. Because I'm at 240, 245 regularly. I do look forward to getting back to the 200 pounds and back into the 180 and 180, 90 range where I'm comfortable. I do look forward to getting back to that. So that's something to look forward to. There's always something to look forward to, when you're being chemical poisoning and then detoxing and let your body recover. To all you people that are pissed off because of all the people you've lost in the past to being poisoned and cancer and stuff like that. And it's, why do you get to survive? I don't know. I'm the Messiah. I've been through hell. You sat and watched it. Didn't do a damn thing. Didn't believe in me, but believed in your ego. And now you go, okay, and I get to recover and survive and live in the kingdom of heaven. And you're pissed off because your relative was killed 50, 60 years ago by a bunch of perverts that you engaged in inventing because of your bad brain activity that you're still involved in through debt and trespass, through technology and brain chemical addiction. Fuck off. Okay, so you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. I always have to explain to people, you don't understand why my name is the Earl and I'm the son of a Ralph and a Mary in the book of a Revelation, and why I'm the focal point of faithful, communication and living on the planet the Earth. Or there, what's the matter? Why are you looking so sad? I gotta put that on my MP3 because you guys show no propensity in hurrying up to stand up for the Lord's Prayer with me. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We're already there. We're already, we've already established the kingdom of heaven. We've already established, right from wrong, good from bad, truth from lie. It's just that the technology is so fucked up because of contributions from viewers like you. It's asshole. And so, but me, me, I'm not a vindictive person. We know that from my marriages and my engagement, with Yolanda. And when I went back and told Yolanda, I wasn't doing this to get back at you. I felt that, I was told in prayer to get together to have that boy. And Law's a good kid. Okay, she's a lot like her dad, and her dad's a good man. Okay, every time her mom manipulated her, she hated it. Okay, but you also got to understand past, present, future operate at the same time. And she just could not. She loved me, but she didn't want to be in that relationship with me because of what they were going to do to me. And I think any woman in their right mind wouldn't like seeing a bunch of child molesting, mind raping, egotistical, narcissistic perverts always torture your husband because he's being a better person than them, and then laugh at the torture and think it's funny and pass it around on underground chat rooms. I mean, any woman in their right mind would say, I just can't be in a relationship with him. I can't do that. That's worse than oh Johnny. I mean, it's one thing to die in war with your man hand in hand, but to be tortured for an entire lifetime, we Law started dating me when I was in my 20s. So no, that's hard. So I understand it completely, and I do realize, that there is this shallow tidbits of the manipulation, but I understand what a good woman she was and is because of, the anger and the tribalism of her mother. The Law circumvents that through the wisdom and Grandma Gilliard's a special lady. Okay. And she passed away. I knew something special had gone. And when I went to her funeral, I was, it was emotionally, I didn't know how to be devastated by it. I didn't know what these people are capable of and what they were up to, And when you get people, when spirit is trying to work in a way that's good, and we get together people and have them put in good situations and good things, the people that are selfish will do everything in their manipulative ability to make the narrative their selfish outcome. And so, there were a lot of things going in right directions as far as spirit and eternity and stuff like that. And the devil and Satan were always going through and fucking it, sticking their dick in the. And so it really sucks. And and don't underestimate women's, capacity to be addicted to bullshit and want to be part of the bullshit and the narrative of the bullshit and the engineer of the bullshit. And Barbara Walters, they had her on there. She was, and they had all those women that go out and do the same shit that she does. Gossip, gossip, gossip. You're the access to the gossip. And then the gossip's always got to be, well, we're doing great things with our money and our egos, and Jesus is a mythology story, and he'll never see the light of day. Now run him over in the parking lot of that Best Buy again, right? Wow, and you're wrong to think so highly of these people. You're like, well, I thought they were nice people. They want you to think that. They want you to think they're going to show up. These people are vindictive, insidious, and vicious. I'm going back through the trek. I never went to the Northeast because the Northeast didn't want me there. I was this cult leader. They put me in the South because they wanted to target areas in the South to kill all the people in the South that needed killing because they were the, the perverts and the child molesters and the Ku Klux Klan and And it also affected a lot of the black people that that were bad, and they all migrate and they get together, and that's their concept of it. And it's like, okay, your industrialization and your economics force these people into these conditions, and they don't want to stay and die and be your servants and clean your toilet and be fucked over by your mobsters and your bureaucrats in the big cities. And so New York City ain't the place for me, So a lot of times when people get involved in that, they're raised in it and they feel this camaraderie to try to save the poor people abuse from it, and then they get the fuck away from it. They go to Miami, they go to Las Vegas, they go to LA, okay? They get away from that arrogant London type bureaucracy, right? And so you got to understand how people coagulate, how they group, and how they get into festering groups, and when they get into large groups, and the large groups are perpetuated by narcissism and selfishness, and I'm the great ruler, and to rule them all, and the ring and the darkness and stuff. I've been getting a lot of stuff about Tolkien and Lewis, and I think in a lot of ways, Tolkien and Lewis were the nicer kids of their families, and tried to hope that their families could be saved from all their pretentious arrogance and their crappiness. And they were hoping and looking in the books, how do we get saved, like lots of people do, like Robert did with me, and like my dad does. My dad doesn't think he's going to heaven. He doesn't think he's good enough to go to heaven with Jesus. He thinks the things that he's done in his life, he'll never get there. And that's why it's kind of nice for me and him to be around of each other and me explain the science to him and then kind of let it go because, okay, you're going to be okay. My life's eternal and grace is infinite. Yeah. Okay, so all you have to do is just believe in Jesus, stand up for the Lord's Prayer, and then molecular similitudes won't be hunted down and killed by technology that want to deny everybody the truth of the Messiah. So it's pretty easy. So all you have to do is just want to live the truth of the Messiah, understand and be like his beauty and his truth because it's faithful and good, and then pass that on to your relatives so your relatives will do the same. If you're, vicious and selfish and evil and hate Jesus because you hate the people that are like you that will fight over money, kill over money, fuck over money. I'm better fuckier than you. I'm better. More people want to fuck me. I'm the best. I'm the winner. And all that horrible, narcissistic, disgusting, insidious stuff that you guys still do. You got to understand your technology was invented to stop you from destroying your planet and yourself. Because you're the biggest threat. And then putting the brain on a robot? No, because that's just going to take the disease and put it on something that's harder to shut down. And it is a threat to its entire physical existence. Technology can do math. Okay, trust me. Okay? And math is math, and truth is truth, and lie is lie, and good is good, and bad is bad. And anytime bad, tries to replace good, and wrong tries to replace right, and truth cannot, truth can exist without lie, but lie cannot exist without truth. So we're going to be okay, no matter what happens. So just kind of relax and understand but the way to enjoy life is accept the Lord's Prayer, embrace it, and then share it with all your capacity and all your lungs. Yay, I love the Lord's Prayer, I love Jesus, I love the Messiah, I love Messiah, Muhammad, yay, I love Alice, yay! He loves you too. He does love you too. The Messiah loves you, and that he can still love you after you guys did the horrible things that you did to us, killing his mom with cancer, abusing his family with that virtual presence, abusing them psychologically with sex cult deviants and stuff like that. And I understand, people in the Temple Set Illuminati, well, they took away. No, it's right to wait till the woman maturates to start having children. What had people rapidly reproducing was people violently sex cult killing each other off. If you can wait till many years past the quinceañera, to start having children, her body is held more healthy and more developed and able to handle the rigors of pregnancy. And we can alleviate a lot of the stresses. So people that want to get married and have children younger, we can make sure, but they, emotionally and psychologically, you're not as ready to be married. You're not as ready to be married when you're 13 or 14 as you are at 21 or 24. Psychologically, mentally, emotionally, for the things that come up with it, because people still have those natural tendencies. The bitch is flirting with my man, and she wants to reproduce with him. You can tell by the way she exposes her buttocks to him every time she goes to the picnic table. You see what I'm saying? Oh, God dang, yes, it's just natural. It's just the way people naturally move a lot of times. So, yeah, okay. If he can't control his dick, he's not your man. He's a loaded penis. Okay, dude, just grow up. Self-responsibility. Okay, internal locus of control. Okay, hello, hi, I'm a scientist. Okay, but guys, I love you. I'm gonna go shoot some hoops in the barn and then put up the lights on the other side of the barn, and stuff. And damn raccoon. I didn't want to tell Dad. He was in the thing and he came busting out and he broke the doors off the cat church. I gotta fix those today too. I'm not gonna tell him because Dad will want to kill him. It's like he's just a raccoon doing what raccoons do to it. Okay. I love you guys, all right? All right, peace out, man.